And we're back at it again. Hi. Told you we wouldn't be gone for long. Did you miss us, internet? Because boy, how we have missed you. Through
Indeed.
the magic of editing, it has been days since our NXT review, and me and Will are magically back this time to give you our predictions for NXT Deadline, the last NXT pay-per-view of the year. All right, Will, so we talked about it in our NXT review, but we officially have our final card for Deadline, and honestly, how the build-up has been hit or miss for a lot of these, I'm actually really excited with the final card that we got, because I think it has the potential to be really, really fun.
I think so too. I think it's gonna be a good pay-per-view. I really do.
Man, like, No Mercy was a lot of fun when we watched it back in September, so I do appreciate that NXT spaces out their pay-per-views. Like, we get one every 2 months, so I was just like, thank goodness. Now, before we get into our predictions, at the time of this recording, the secondary video will be going up later today, where you will see me and Will, as well as our co-host Andrew, give our final resolution predictions.
That's true.
Listen, I love me some wrestling, but I really need them to actually look at the calendar and stop putting pay-per-views on the same day, because me and Will are fighting insomnia, we're fighting ourselves, we're fighting relationships,
Yeah.
we're fighting the world, because I don't know what it is, but December always ends up finding busy times, and me and Will you're gonna be seeing a lot of us this weekend, because we got a bunch of wrestling to cover between this and Final Resolution. It's gonna be fun, but I need a hug after this, Will.
All right. Seriously.
And we will get through this together, but we can cuddle later. Love it. All right, so as I said before, we are here to give our predictions for NXT Deadline. So let's start with what has been confirmed to be the kickoff match for the pre-show, where we actually get Axiom versus Nathan Frazier. As we said in our NXT review, this match was supposed to happen on Tuesday, but we didn't get this match because we had the women in the Iron Survivor Challenge continue to fight it out in the middle of the ring. So we're getting a redo of this match on the card. We already expressed how our feelings are of how we got this match, but I'm still excited. So I'm going to be saying this a lot. I'm very torn, because this is a 50-50 match for me, because it could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a case where we can make for both of them, but after thinking about it for a little bit, I think I'm going to go with Axiom on this one, because I think Nathan he's been losing a lot, but I also feel that Axiom really hasn't gotten a lot of TV time, so I think giving Axiom the win here, I think makes sense to me, especially since we are without a Wesley. We need to start building up other stars who can potentially go into the North American Championship scene. And we have Nathan, but I'm going to pick Axiom to win this match.
You know, I agree. This is a 50-50 for me too. I just don't know which way I want to go. I don't know, because I think either of these men could do it. I think they're both athletically capable. I think they're both quick on their feet. I mean, honestly, truly, neither of these men have been given their due, to be honest. And it's like, man, this is a hard one for me. I really want to. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna flip a coin. That's how I'm gonna play this one.
Let the gods of fate decide.
Yep, I'm gonna let them decide. Okay. Heads, it's Axiom. Tails, it's Nathan. Well, Axiom. So, and I'm okay with that. That's the thing. It's like I said, either of these guys, either of them. So I win either way. So I'm good to go.
Right. I think this is going to be a fantastic match. Okay. So I'm going to go a little bit out of order, because I'm going to start with, because we only have one other match that's not either for the number one contendership or as the championship match, but this one's also tough. So in a steel cage match, Roxanne Perez versus Kiana James. It's really hard for me, but I am going with Roxanne for this one. I can't. This is one of the matches where I'm like, I can't bet against my girl. I mean, I can see Kiana winning, but every time that these two have gone at it in these weird, like more hardcore stipulation matches, Roxanne always ends up out on top. I mean, she beat Kiana at Halloween Havoc in the Devil's Playground match. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Roxanne on this one, and it might not be the correct choice because I think Kiana will win this one since Roxanne beat her in the Devil's Playground match. I could see Kiana winning here, but I can't bet against my girl, so I'm gonna go with Roxanne for this one.
Yeah, I that's who I had picked. I had picked Roxanne as well because I just think that I don't know. There's something about I just can't go against my girl either. She's my girl.
Seriously, we love Roxanne here.
Huh?
No.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go Roxanne as well.
Alrighty. I still think this is going to be a really fantastic match between the two of them, and I'm super excited to see what happens from here. Alrighty. So, now we're getting into the harder ones. So let's go with the NXT North American Championship. Dominic Mysterio defending his title against a now substituting in for Wesley is the other Lee, Dragon Lee. I really don't know which way this one is going to go. Like, if we're talking truly 50-50, this is 50-50.
This is 50-50 for me too. I don't know where to go with this one. I don't have an opinion either way. I can see the case for both of them, but
I really am having a hard time because this is a last minute change given what happened, and we talked about it already in our NXT review of why Dragon Lee is substituting for Wes. Oh man, I love Dragon Lee, and I think he could do amazing things. I think the division.
I think Dom's gonna maintain.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dominic on this one because I think if we stuck to the original plan and Wes didn't get hurt, I think Wes would have taken it. But because Wes is going to be out for the next year, I feel that you can do a better story if you have a healed champion holds on to it. So I'm going to pick Dominic to retain here.
Me too. I absolutely agree.
So this should be interesting. All right. So now let's get into our Iron Survivor matches. So let's start with the women. So in the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge, this is for the #1 contendership. The winner will get a future NXT Women's Championship match down the line. And so our participants in the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge are Tiffany Stratton, Lash Legend, Blair Davenport, Kelani Jordan, and punching her ticket in a last chance match on Tuesday, Fallon Henley. So, I'm going to be completely honest. For me personally, I've narrowed it down to my top two. So my top two are going to be Blair and Kelani are my two choices, I think. And, just because of everything that has transpired so far, I am going to pick Kelani to be the winner for this one. Only because I think of all these women, I think Kelani has shown the most improvement. And outside of Blair, who's also been kind of killing it this year, I honestly think that Kelani versus Lyra is probably a marquee match that I could see them building towards. But there's an argument for it being Blair, but I have to go with my heart on this one. I want to see Kelani win this and get her chance. Since she didn't win the women's breakout tournament to get that championship match, I think having her win here would be juicy to see between her and Lola, who's going to cash it in first. But I'm going to pick Kelani to be my winner for this Women's Iron Survivor Challenge.
Yeah, I narrowed it down to my top two as well. My top two were Lash Legend and Kelani, because I think I agree with you, because I picked her as well as my top, because I think that I agree with you. I think that a match between her and Lyra would rock. And I think that Yeah, I think that they could build to that successfully. So I also chose there because I think you're right. I think she could do it. I think she could. I think she could take everybody else out and get that opportunity. I think.
Yeah, and plus, I think there's a potential for this match to be a really good underdog story for Kalani
Mhm.
because, she is still the newest in terms of wrestling between all five of the women, but she has shown tremendous heart and everything, so I'm excited to see her. Okay, so now we get into the more difficult one for me to pick because, listen, this has all my faves from both good
Mhm.
guys and bad guys. So in the men's Iron Survivor Challenge, our five are Dijak, Trick Williams, Josh Briggs, Braun Breaker, and Tyler Bate. When I tell you, they made it so much more difficult to pick, and I thought last year's field was tough. This year is even tougher because there is a case to be made for any of these five to win.
Yep.
But my top two are Tyler and Trick. And this is where it gets difficult for me. My immediate reaction is I want to pick Trick to win.
Mhm.
But in order for Trick to win, I need to see what happens between Carmelo and Lexis King in their match because I think whoever wins that match, it determines what happens here.
Mhm.
So that's really hard for me. But then just because, and normally if you stand tall before a pay-per-view, that usually means you're going down. WWE logic has trained me where if you stand tall at the end of the go-home show, you're going down at the pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
So I want to pick against it, but based on everything that I've seen and, everything that has happened, I'm going to go with as much as it pains me because I want to pick Baby Trick so bad, but I'm going to go with Tyler Bate on this one. I think there's something about Tyler winning that I think listen, Ilya versus Tyler is something I want to see so bad. I think
agree.
that match is going to be phenomenal. I want to pick Trick so bad, but I don't know. I need to know what happens between Lexis and Carmelo's match.
And see, I also picked Tyler for this one, and the reason I didn't pick Trick because he wasn't my top, but the reason I didn't pick Trick is I don't think they want, with what we've seen in the past, I don't think they want to put Trick in opposition of Ilya. I think there's going to be something there. And I don't know what it is, whether it might be like mentorship or something of that, let me teach you the tricks or something, because there's been little things sort of spruce through the episodes in the past that, so I don't necessarily know that I don't think they want to put Trick against Ilya yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is sort of like it's
like a proving ground for Trick.
Like a Lyra versus the Man, that sort of, with Becky and Lyra, that sort of, I want to challenge you because I respect you, and I want a shot at it, and I can see that because I can see being more the gentleman's fight, as opposed to everyone who keeps coming at Ilya is just like, I want to take you down, but I could see this being like Trick being like, I respect you so much, but I really want to try at least. And then Ilya being like, let's do it, my man. So I don't think, so that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to take Trick off my list because I don't think that they want to put him against Ilya yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, Dijak, absolutely not. Briggs, God love him, but, and then Braun, I think this has been a build for Braun. And I think that this is a, it's like, I'm so good. Oh, wait, I lost.
I would not be surprised if we get a Robert Stone and Von Wagner interruption at some point in this match because I don't think we're done with that feud.
No, I don't think so either. So that's why I went with Tyler as well, because I think that even though I agree with you, I think, look at me, I succeeded, yay! And I have a feeling that he's probably going to go down in the thing. And if that's the case, then it's probably, I think personally, if it's not Tyler, it's probably going to be Braun Breaker.
Yeah, I can see Braun too. This one's tough because
It
there's
is.
I can
It's
make it
very tough.
even in the thinnest strands. I can make an argument for all of this, but
Yeah, me too.
the top three is obviously Trick, Braun, and Tyler. But like
Yeah.
you, I'm gonna go with Tyler. So
Yep.
before we get into what I'm assuming is the main event, which is probably going to be our NXT Championship, I do have here Carmelo versus Lexis King. I'm just gonna keep this short. I think Lexus is winning here because I feel like the best storytelling is to have Carmelo keep losing and
Yep.
losing and losing.
And Trick keep winning,
Yep.
and winning. Yep.
So again, if Lexus wins here and this match happens before Trick's
then
match,
I could see Trick
then
winning.
it's really, really hard because whatever happens here, I think dictates what happens in the men's Iron Survivor.
I totally agree.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm just excited to see Lexus King's entrance like on a pay-per-view level scale. It's just like, oh my, I was like, it's so corny, but I love it so much.
Yeah, I agree.
And now, what is touted, what I think is going to be the main event, and we talked about it in our NXT review, the last promo that we got that ended the show has made me be more excited about this match. So for the NXT Championship, challenger Baron Corbin is going to take on the Mad Dragon himself, Ilya Dragunov, in this title match. So I think Ilya's retaining here. So that's going to be my pick. But let me tell you, I am so excited for this match more than I was coming into NXT, but leaving NXT at the Go Home show. I have never been more invested. I was like, this one segment saved the entire build that we've had for the last 3 weeks for this match. Now I am invested so badly into this match. I think this is going to be good.
I think it is too, because I also picked Ilya to retain. But I agree with you. Ever since this last episode, I've been excited about this fight. I'm just like because seeing this Baron Corbin that I've never seen before, it excites me. And then seeing that ending of that segment, man, I was just like, oh, this is gonna be so good.
Oh my goodness. It is gonna be so great.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
I know. And with that, Will, that takes us through our entire predictions for Deadline. So, for those of you that stuck around, thank you for tuning in to our predictions video. Make sure to check back in a couple of days where we will have the official NXT Deadline review, where you can see if we were right, we were wrong, and what kind of drama and surprises went down at the final NXT pay-per-view of 2023. So, make sure to subscribe to the Biconics YouTube channel, follow us all over the social medias at BC WrestlePod, and check out our podcast where things get a little crazy. It's a lot of fun. Especially our 2023 review. You should go check out that episode because there was a lot of things that happened. There were some laughs, there were some fights. We actually got deep and we got sentimental. There was some crying involved. Like, not ironically, but like we did get deep at one part because we talked about our hopes and dreams for 2024. But thank you so much for tuning in to the predictions for NXT Deadline. From myself and my co-host, Will, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and stay Biconic, you beautiful bastards. But we will see you at the NXT Deadline review in a few days. Ta-ta for now.